Welcome everyone, JJ Vikings here with Mom, who, wow, it's been a minute since you've come on my show.
It's been a year.
It's been a year.
It's been a
Wow.
year?
Well, we did do that video of like the Vikings beating the Bills in 2022,
Mm-hmm.
the season, the winter whiteout victory, the Greg Joseph 61-yard field goal. We did a lot of videos like that. And in the past, especially very frequently during the 2022 season, you've come here a lot. So that's definitely uh, a huge factor in the recordings back then. Wow, it's already been a year.
I'm glad to be back in your studio.
It's amazing to have you back and also to talk about the most recent NFL Honors event and the upcoming Super Bowl.
I am so interested in that because that's not specifically um analysis, football analysis, but it is something about the NFL.
Right.
So I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions because I want to know a lot more about the NFL Honors Award.
And in the future, after the Super Bowl, like during the off season, not just the Vikings off season, but the entire NFL off season, what I want to do is kind of bring players more into the spotlight, like players that aren't really heard as much or called as much, players that are what we call unsung heroes. I want to bring them into the spotlight and help them be understood and heard, and to make sure that the world knows their names. So, you can get into the questions about the NFL Honors Awards. I'm also really excited to hear.
That's something I did not know about until I started, watching football and following American football more thanks with JJ Vikings. And so I was so much interested when oh wow, the football players could suit up and look good and go to an award show for the NFL. Interestingly, I follow some of the comments and the videos online. So tell me more about it, JJ. What is this award about?
So every year, like during the off season, but just before the Super Bowl, there's like this NFL honors event where the players get together, they have fun, but they also get awards announced, and there are awards like Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Rookie of the Year, NFL Player of the Year, things like that. And Justin Jefferson got Offensive Player of the Year last year, and he was looking really nice in that suit too.
I saw him in a suit this year. I think he wore a black suit. It was golden and shiny. I loved it. And also, I was a little bit of dance that Kirk Cousins did on the stage.
Oh yeah, Kirk Cousins, that was a nice dance. I'm glad his Achilles are looking a bit better. Because the injury that he suffered back in week 8.
So, are these awards hosted in the state where the Super Bowl happens?
I believe so.
Okay.
They should be.
Okay. So last year, where did that happen?
Probably Arizona.
You should know.
Arizona.
So this year we had the most valuable player of the year. And the most valuable defensive player of the year and more.
Yeah,
so who was the most valuable defensive player of the year?
So, well, before we get into that, I wanted to say that the NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee award goes to Cameron Hayward.
Who's Cameron Hayward?
Well, Cameron Hayward is a defensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And the NFL MVP?
Lamar Jackson.
And he plays for?
The Baltimore Ravens, quarterback for them. Almost got into the Super Bowl, too.
And the NFL Player of the Year went to?
NFL Comeback Player of the Year.
NFL Comeback Player of the Year
went to the Browns quarterback, Joe Flacco.
Wow. Did the Vikings players get anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The Vikings have been snubbed from a lot of lists. I think that, like Ivan Pace Jr. should have gotten at least a Defensive Rookie of the Year vote. Jordan Addison stepped into his starting role so well, like against the 49ers, for example. He didn't get a single Offensive Rookie of the Year vote. It's been Vikings players, a lot of Vikings players for some reason that don't get all the media hype and all the media attention.
What about the NFL Offensive Player of the Year?
Christian McCaffrey,
who plays for
the San Francisco 49ers. He's a running back for them. So the thing I like about Christian McCaffrey is great player, great speed. He takes a lot of beatings on that field too. He showed his bruises, his scars that he got from like all those bad hits. Because being a running back, it's hard to be in the NFL and things like that. And he had a great season with the 49ers. So I'm really happy for Christian McCaffrey and how far he's gotten and kind of the experience he's getting, how used to San Francisco he's getting to, if that makes sense. And also just how much of a dynamic player he is. And I feel like he didn't get all the respect in the world while he was on the Panthers. So getting traded to the 49ers was a huge upside for Christian McCaffrey.
And the rookie of the year.
Texans defensive end Will Anderson Jr. Well,
so who was a rookie, by the way?
A rookie is when you are an NFL player and it's your first year in the NFL.
Okay.
Whether you're drafted, undrafted, you're a rookie.
But it's your first year in the NFL.
Yes.
Okay.
And the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Browns defensive end Myles Garrett. Here's what I think about that. Danielle Hunter should have had a vote or two. Danielle Hunter had more sacks than Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, all. But Danielle Hunter didn't get any votes. Like I said, it's always Vikings players. I don't know why.
They get snubbed.
Snubbed from the list, yeah.
We love Vikings players.
Yeah, we do, and I don't think...
And this is JJ Vikings.
Yep.
Vikings players.
This is who I am.
Yeah. Now, I think awards were also given to coaches. The NFL Coach of the Year. Cleveland Browns coach.
Kevin Stefanski. Oh my gosh.
Why do you say, oh my god?
Because he used to coach for us. We could have kept him.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Just like we should have kept Mike Tomlin, because I think he went on to get a Super Bowl. He went on to get a Super Bowl after the Vikings had him, and the year after he left, which is why I'm glad Brian Flores is sticking around for this team at defensive coordinator.
Brian Flores, we hope you get something next year. Anyway, I think the last we'll talk about will be the NFL Assistant Coach of the Year that went to Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator.
Jim Schwartz.
Whoa.
I'm also really happy for him, too. I'm happy that the Browns staff is getting a lot more hype and a lot more attention as well. I'm glad that Joe Flacco, by the way, their quarterback, was able to come in and do what he did. You know, he's definitely an older quarterback. He's 38 years old. But he was able to come in and take the Browns to not the Super Bowl, to the playoffs at least. But Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl before. And he's played with the Ravens, the Jets, so he's moved around the league before too. And Joe Flacco is a guy who you could call him a journeyman quarterback, but I'm not sure that's the right way to describe him. But I'm glad that he was able to come in at the age that he did. You know, people were saying he came up off his couch to go play for the Browns, considering that, you know, all signs were pointing towards him retiring. But I'm just happy that Joe Flacco was able to come back and get the Browns to a playoff spot, right? So that's pretty impressive there too. And we could call him better. Can we call him better than Deshaun Watson? I'm not sure. That's debatable.
I have no idea.
That's debatable, but Deshaun.
I just learned about football from JJ Vikings people, so that's why I'm more quiet. I just have him speak, because thank you for teaching me so much about football. American football, by the way.
Yes. It's called soccer.
It's called Anyway,
I'm just kidding.
So during the awards show in Vegas, I did see some young analysts that were also there interviewing players and all that. And one person that you really admire, he's not even a teenager yet. You admire him so much, and JJ hopes to work with him someday. Who's that young boy?
Jeremiah Fennell. Very inspirational person. Very great analyst. He's already interviewed many, many people. And I hope to be the next person that he interviews.
Hope next time JJ and Jeremiah get to be together at that award show.
Maybe.
And do the interview together. What do you think?
I hope so. I really do hope so. I want to work with him. Really do. He's a wonderful person. And he's come a long way at such a young age. Which is what people say of me, too. So, you know, that's also kind of a different perspective for me to look at another young person and say that they've come a long way, too. Mm-hmm. And Jeremiah, such a great interviewer. You know, he knows how to word his words the right way. He knows how to word things the right way. Obviously.
I mean, I'm just so glad to see really young people, you know, getting accepted into football analysis and being given the microphone, because when you have the microphone, it's so much power.
Yes.
And you need to know what you're talking about. I tell you, it's so much power to have the microphone. So kudos to all the young kids who are coming up as sports reporters, sport commentators, and sport analysts like JJ Vikings. And I broke the studio.
You broke the studio.
All right. Score Vikings.
Hold on, let's put it back up. It's all right.
Thank you for watching.
And there's also, another thing where if the NFL ever wants to start like a kind of like a kids thing, like
Oh
a
yeah, I hope they do that. Because looking at those kids at the NFL honor show, I was like, wow, I don't have
yeah,
a kids channel talk about football.
yeah,
Yes.
like Jeremiah Fennell and I could do the analyst, Talon like the analysis, Talon Biggs, I think it was, um, who does the like kind of the fashion football type of thing, which is very unique and very nice too. Uh, just kids like us, we have a bright future. Kids like Jeremiah Fennell and I, we're going to take over the world. Skull Vikings, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Here's some analysis from JJ Vikings, and a person who hasn't been on for a while, Mom. Skull.
School.
It should be over. Technical difficulties.
We'll edit it.